Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Peppy TV game feature. Still on StoneAge World, and tonight we'll be tackling trainer stats and equipment and other stuff that are related to the trainer statistics. Okay, so first let me show you what the stats mean and what they add to your trainer. So you can see that here under trainer in the game guide. So here you can see what HP does. So HP decreases when attacked in battle. Attack increases damage as attack increases. Def decreases damage dealt as def increases. Agility impacts the pattern's attack order in battle. So agility, for those of you who still don't understand it, this is the stat point that determines who gets to attack first. All right, so it determines the order of the attacker, or who or which pet is going to move in that turn. So in each specific turn, if you're wondering why the enemy is always ahead, that just means that the agility of your pets are lower than the enemy's pets. All right, next is hit, increases success rate of the attack. Evasion or eva increases when attacked. The description is not really intuitive, but that just means that the higher evasion or EVA you have, the lower the chance you get hit, and it will just show EVA when you are attacked and the enemy is not able to successfully hit you. So next one is critical hit. We already know that. Ignore critical hit. So critical hit increases the critical rate, and ignore critical hit decreases the critical rate. So if your enemy has an ignore critical hit or a high ignore critical hit stat point, then even though you have a high critical rate, then the chances of you hitting a critical hit will lower if he has a higher, or if he has a high ignore critical hit stat point. Counter, chance to counter one time in attack. Ignore counter decreases counter chance. So reflect increases damage reflect chance to the target. Ignore reflect and ignore abnormal status. So those are the stats for the trainer, and there are also further information here in the trainer stats. So that's just click on the trainer button here at the bottom of the screen, and click on stats button, and then click on the magnifying glass here near the middle of the screen, and you will be shown the base stats and superb stats. As discussed earlier, the descriptions or specific descriptions of the base stats and superb stats are in the guide, but there are also some hints here. Taking damage during battle reduces your HP. You can no longer battle once your HP reaches 0. So this is basically your health points, and yeah, so it just describes again what each what each stat point means. Here this is a bit more descriptive because the guide did not really describe in detail what each stat point will do, but here you can see that you can see a bit more details, like the figures, how much a critical hit would do. So by default it would do 1.5 times the damage that you have. So let's see if we have damage here. Yep, there's no damage, so it's just the attack. And then if you hit critical hit, then it will just multiply the attack damage by 2, by 1.5. So that's around 605, and then 0.5 is 300, around 910, and that's excluding all the additional stat points you get from your pet. And so, and mentioning that, you can also gain additional stat points from your pet by leveling up your mounting skills. So your mounting skills will add a certain percentage of your pet stats to your stats. So for example, here, this skill, if you improve it, will give you a certain, for me, since it's level 2, will give me 2% of my mounted pet's attack. So that's why, if you have noticed, some people mount the AOE Mogarus pet family type, because those have high attacks and they just want their trainers to have high attacks. But for me, I mounted the Agoa pet type because I want my trainer to have more health, and just compensate it by adding all the stats to strength. So that's one way, guys. So somebody asked me which stats should I train on, but that really depends on your lineup and on the way you play. So for example, my lineup is a lot of HP pet, and then my strategy or tactics is just to survive into the higher turn round so that I get more energy per turn, and in which I'll be able to cast the ultimate skills of my pets, because I have higher energy per turn. So for example here, as an additional, combination to my pets lineup, I could have gone for HP stat as my main stat, and then put all my stats in HP so that I'll have a bigger HP, and then use the claw equipment. Let me just show you what the claw equipment does. Here, the claw equipment heals you for a certain amount of HP as its skill, right? So let's see if you can get I cannot see the skill, but as you can see here, the sturdy bow gives me an AOE attack, which means I can hit multiple enemies, 3 to be exact, with higher damage because of the critical hit rate increase, right? So but you can also increase that with the skills that you have here, with skill mastery. As you can see, I have skill level 4, so that means my damage is now 99%. Although I also see there's a long range passive skill here to increase my accuracy. So accuracy is so that we can hit the enemy successfully without it evading us. So that's also a combination to my preferred choice. And also here, the weapon attack damage, so that will be added to the stat that you have. So for example, 605, I have 158, so the total attack points of 605 already includes the weapon damage that I have. And so those are the main stats that you should be upgrading. And just to show you what the mount stats are, so you can see here I have here, so you can see that I have this pet gives 987 HP to my trainer, 6 attack to my trainer, 41 def and 0 dexterity. So I've not been training this pet, but we should be training our mounted pet so that we will also get a certain percentage of his stats, which means that we will be stronger as he gets stronger, right? So you can train your mounting skills using the mounting training tool, and then that one gives out these little horseshoes, and each horseshoe can be used to upgrade a skill like this one, but it requires 15 horseshoes, so insufficient mounting points. So mounting points are required to increase that. So that's why I have 987 HP, because it gives me 20% of my mount's HP. All right, so next one, regarding damage and the skill, I have not encountered an item with a passive skill yet, but I'm guessing that there are items or equipments that give out different skills, because as you can see in this spot, there's a huge space for at least 5 more or 4 more skills. All right, so yeah, that's it. With regards to the question of which stat will I be using, so definitely if you want to go and hit first every turn, increase agility. If you want to have high durability, which means that every time you get hit you get small damage, or you receive small damage, you increase will, because this one increases defense, and then strength if you want to have higher attack, and HP if you want to live longer. Okay, so these are the points that you will get when you level up each of the stat points. So if you level up HP, you get 15 HP points and 0.3 def plus 0.2 dex. 0.2 dex will increase, I think it will increase, I think dex is the same as agility, so they've not renamed it yet. Dex is just agility, guys, I think. Yeah, see that, dex plus 1.4 when you add 1 agility, and then def plus 1.7. In total it will just all add up to around 3 or 5 points of power per point. Yeah, so my build is all strength, and that's just so that I can compensate for all the defensive pets that I have, because later in the game, when my trainer is still alive, he can hit multiple enemies with low lives, so lower HP, and then finish them off. But if the trainer dies, then I'm sure that my pets will have higher HP, or have not received any damage, and they can also finish off the enemies. So one thing is, there are equipments that give out skills, and there are equipments that don't have skills, but I'm guessing the higher equipments in the higher tier will all have skills in them, especially legend or this type of items. So yeah, hopefully we can get good items or better items, so that we can have the skills. So that's it, guys, and hopefully you find this video informative. Let me know if what your build is, or what you plan to build, so that, yeah, well, let's enjoy the game together. And also I'll be uploading other videos as well, so thank you for watching this one, and please watch the other ones as well. And yeah, have a peppy day. See you in the next one.